The Devil's Encore. Chapter 1, The Final Note. Isaac Hale's fingers danced over the strings of his guitar, each note coaxing the crowd into a frenzy. The music wasn't just heard, it was felt, vibrating through bone and sinew, like an unrelenting pulse. Isaac lived for this. The roar of the crowd, the stage lights bathing him in heat, and the electric current of shared emotion. But lately there was something else, something darker. The music wasn't his anymore. It started as whispers, a faint voice threading itself into the chords. He thought it was exhaustion, the toll of sleepless nights spent perfecting his craft. But the whispers grew louder, insistent, and began to shape the melodies in his head. Songs poured out of him, raw and perfect, as if he were merely a vessel for something far beyond his talent. The world noticed. His band, Hollow Tongue, skyrocketed from local gigs to sold-out stadiums. Fans claimed his music felt transcendent, almost otherworldly. What they didn't know, what Isaac couldn't admit, was that the music wasn't his. Chapter 2, A Pact Unspoken. One night after a particularly grueling show, Isaac sat alone in his hotel room, guitar across his lap. The whispers were louder than ever, a cacophony swirling in his skull. "Who are you?" he muttered, his voice shaky. The room grew colder. The lights flickered. "You know who I am," a guttural voice replied, emanating from nowhere and everywhere. Isaac froze. The guitar strings vibrated beneath his fingers, strumming a dissonant chord he hadn't played. "You invited me in with your hunger?" The voice continued, low and mocking. "You wanted greatness, Isaac. I gave it to you." He remembered the moment vividly now. Months ago, sitting in his dingy apartment, drowning in whiskey and self-loathing. He'd begged into the void for success, for his music to mean something. He thought it was a drunken rant, a cry to no one. "I didn't mean, oh, but you did, and now we're bonded. My music is yours and yours is theirs." Chapter 3, The Subliminal Symphony. At first, the changes were subtle. His songs began to take on a haunting quality, a strange, irresistible pull. Fans became obsessed, listening on repeat, reporting vivid dreams and feelings they couldn't explain. Then came the violence. A young man at one of their concerts tore out his own eyes, screaming about the shadows in the notes. A woman in Chicago claimed she could hear Isaac's voice in her head, commanding her to join the melody. She drove her car into a crowded park. Isaac's bandmates dismissed it as coincidence, the product of media sensationalism. But Isaac knew the truth. The demon's whispers weren't confined to him anymore. They were in the music, woven into every chord, every lyric. Chapter 4, The Breaking Point. Isaac tried to stop. He canceled shows, refused interviews, even smashed his guitar in a fit of desperation. But the whispers didn't need an instrument anymore. One night he woke to find himself in the studio, guitar in hand, the recording equipment running. He didn't remember getting there. His fingers moved on their own, strumming a melody so dark, so hypnotic, that it felt like it was pulling the air from the room. "No more," he begged, tears streaming down his face. The demon laughed, its voice echoing in his skull. "You think you can stop me? You are mine, Isaac, and so are they." He glanced at the monitor. The song was already uploaded, streaming to millions of fans worldwide. Chapter 5, An Unexpected Ending. The next morning, Isaac's bandmates found him hanging from the rafters of the studio, a single note playing on repeat in the background. The tragedy only fueled his fame. The song he had uploaded, titled Resonance, went viral overnight. Fans claimed it was his masterpiece, a haunting farewell that felt intimate and profound. But the song carried something else. Within weeks, reports flooded in of listeners experiencing strange phenomena. Some heard whispers when they were alone. Others claimed the music played in their heads, even when they weren't listening. The violence escalated. A teenage boy in Detroit set fire to his home, his family still inside. A mother in Tokyo disappeared, leaving behind a notebook filled with nonsensical sheet music. Then, one by one, new songs began appearing online. Tracks credited to no one, but undeniably carrying the same hypnotic, dark pull as Isaac's. The infection was spreading. The demon no longer needed Isaac. It had found a new host. the listeners. Each note a whisper, each chord a gateway, and it wasn't stopping.